Sick is a 10 inversion Intamin roller coaster that's opened up recently at Flamingo Land, and everybody's raving about this thing. But what do I think to it? Do I think it's just another Colossus clone? Well, stick around for my review of Sick. But before we get into that, if you could please smack that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a single video. That would be great. Now, without further ado, let's get straight on into it. So the first thing then that I want to talk about in regards to Sick in this review is the positioning and the way that Sick looks. So the first ride that you come to through the turnstiles in Flamingo Land now is Sick. And I love the way that it's positioned within the park. I feel like it was the right decision to put it at the front of the park as opposed to the back of the park where Kamali is. But I think the positioning of Sick worked really, really well. In regards to the way the ride looks then, I love the silver and grey colour scheme. I feel like it works really, really well on the ride. A lot of people have compared this to Icon, and to be honest with you, I don't see it. But everybody's got their own opinion, that's just mine. I love the way that they've stylized the area as well. They've added a little pond around the turnaround section of the ride, which spouts out as the coaster goes round it. They've added gravel around the bottom of the ride, and providing they keep that neat and kept, I think that's going to continue to look really, really good, if I'm being honest. I love the way that the station is stylized. It's got vinyl wrap all over it, inside and out, and it's got that sort of black and white Union Jack colour scheme thing going on, and I really, really like it. I love the flags that come down from the ceiling in the station building as well. I feel like that works really, really well. It adds an atmosphere to the station, and to add even more atmosphere to the station, Flamingo Land actually play club music in the station itself, and it really gives a good atmosphere. That is the whole buzzword around this ride, atmosphere, because it just has one. It really does. Every time I've ridden this ride, everybody's been hyped up for it because of the music and the way that it looks, and I really, really like that. So unlike Colossus, Sick has lap bars, and this is really where this roller coaster starts to come into its own. So a lot of people have compared Colossus to Sick, and you know what, that's a natural comparison for people to make, although I feel like it's an unfair comparison because yes, the layouts are very, very similar, but these are two very different roller coasters in my opinion. Now, talking about Sick then, I love the front row on this roller coaster. I definitely feel like this is the best seat to sit in if you are going to ride this roller coaster for the first time, because this is where you're going to be getting the best experience. Sit on the back for intensity, obviously, but definitely try and get on the front if you can during your visit to Flamingo Land. Now, the lap bars themselves, they do come down quite tight. The Flamingo Land staff do like to push these lap bars down, and that's absolutely fine, safety first, but you won't get any airtime over that airtime hill before the Cobra roll. Just bear that in mind. So the lap bars themselves then, I've noticed after a few rides on Sick, they begin to get uncomfortable just because of the way they are shaped. You know, they are the new Intamin lap bar Restraints, but they're not as comfortable as something like you would find on Red Force or Taron, for example. They are quite small, so that means that it's got a smaller area to hold you in. And yeah, after going around those Heartline rolls for a few times, you definitely start to feel the restraints, trust me. Now, I'm not going to talk about the whole layout just because, you know, if you've ridden Colossus before, you've pretty much done Sick in regards to the layout. But there are a few things that are different, including that first drop. The first drop is absolutely stellar. You go down that with such speed on the back. I love the drop, I really do. A few standout elements for me on Sick specifically then. I love the airtime hill. If you do get your restraints quite loose, that is definitely a good element. Love the Cobra roll on this roller coaster as well. That is definitely a standout element for me. And those 4 Heartline rolls actually. Now, I'm not a massive fan of hang time, I'll be honest with you. But because of those lap bars just add a different dimension to those 4 Heartline rolls. They really do. And I love it. And I also love the turnaround section before you go into the station again, because you've got the fountains that follow the train round, and it just looks really pretty, and it's just great. It really is. The ride experience on Sick is really, really good. It's such a smooth roller coaster. Although the last time I'd ridden Sick, I did notice it's starting to develop a bit of a rattle. And I'm scared that this is going to develop into a little bit of roughness in certain sections, but we'll have to see as the ride ages. It has been sat in a car park for 10 years before it opened at Flamingo Land anyway, so you know, you got to expect it to be a little rough around the edges. So talking about a few things that I don't like on Sick then, I don't like the noise it makes before it goes up its lift hill, so the actual catch car must be bumping on something at the bottom of the lift hill, but it does go up that lift hill with the right clunk. You can hear it as it goes up. I also don't like how small the trains are. Now, this is an issue that I have with Colossus primarily, but it's also come across to Sick, unfortunately. My legs feel quite cramped. I've got quite long legs, so I either have to cross my legs and place them right at the bottom of the train, or I have to position my legs in a bit of an uncomfortable way. And whilst it does press your legs against the lap bars a bit more, again, it just makes a bit more of an uncomfortable ride for me, so I do like to sit at the front of the cars on 6 train. And that's also one thing I don't like. This coaster only has one train. It's a one train wonder, and that stops it from being one of my favourite roller coasters. Now, I noticed particularly when I've been to Flamingo Land that Sick runs particularly slow, and that's such a shame. Flamingo Land need to get on the phone to Intamin and order another train. It's not their fault that Sick only has one train. It only came with one train when Flamingo Land purchased it, but yeah, I would love to see them purchase another train from Intamin. So the golden question then, where does Sick rank in my rankings? Sick is currently my number 5 roller coaster, only to be beaten in the UK by Nemesis. So I love Sick, I really do. Summarising my thoughts, it's smooth, it creates such an atmosphere in the station, it looks good, and it rides so well. It's intense in so many places in its layout. Sick is such a good roller coaster, and a little gem for the UK to have, really. And in my opinion, it's a fantastic investment for Flamingo Land. Yes, I keep saying it, it's a near clone of Colossus, but you know what? It's so much more than a clone of Colossus. Flamingo Land really have made it a unique roller coaster. And again, it's such a gem for the UK to have. So guys, that's been my review of Sick at Flamingo Land. If you've got your own thoughts and opinions on the roller coaster, please do leave them down in the comment section below. I'd be really interested to hear them, because so many people have got their own thoughts and opinions about this roller coaster. Some people love it, some people think it's overrated, and that's okay. Everybody's got their own opinions, but please do leave them down in the comment section below so I can read them. Guys, I have been nominated for YouTuber of the Year in the UK Theme Park Awards, and before I ask you to vote for me, I just want to say thank you. Also, if you could vote for me, that would be amazing. It means so much to me that I'm in these awards, you know, already. It would be amazing if you could vote for me. I really would appreciate it. I'll leave the links down in the comment section below. But again, please vote for me as your YouTuber of the Year. Again, I really appreciate that you've got me this far. So guys, I've been Ryan from My Coaster, and I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.